Gender equality is when people of all genders have equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities. All people deserve to be treated fairly. Gender equality improves the lives of women and girls, as well as trans and gender diverse people, ensuring they are treated as equals and able to thrive in the community. However, achieving gender equality isn't easy. It's important to identify barriers that can get in the way of progress so they can be removed. Barriers can include gender bias, outdated ways of doing things, and strong gender stereotypes about how men and women should act. Gender bias can also be compounded by other biases and stereotypes, including race, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age, meaning that for many women, girls, and non-binary people, they are even further away from experiencing equality. For example, Ibtihaj wants to start coaching her child's soccer team. The current coaches at the club refuse Ibtihaj's help. They assume that because she is a woman, Ibtihaj is not the right fit to coach the team and say she will be too softly spoken to get the children to listen to her. They say Ibtihaj should not coach the team. Sanjay, another parent in the club, speaks to the club's board about Ibtihaj's knowledge and love of the sport. Sanjay mentions how she would be a great coach for the team. The board recognises that Ibtihaj should be given a chance to coach the team and is selected for the new season. Ibtihaj proves to be a wonderful coach, leading the team to a championship in her second season. The club also notices that more children from diverse cultural backgrounds and genders are coming to the club to play. As a result, the club updates their process for choosing club coaches and volunteers so that all candidates are considered in the future. Learning to recognise and challenge bias will help more women, girls, and gender diverse people to take up opportunities and succeed. There are many ways to take action to boost gender equality within your organisation. You can raise awareness and understanding about different types of gender and other biases and how they negatively affect decisions in your organisation. Providing regular education and training for managers and staff at all levels on equality and respectful workplace behaviour will help them respond to discrimination at work. Collecting and analysing your organisational data will help you identify where gender inequality exists. You can create a plan that helps you focus on areas where you can improve and make progress towards gender equality. And make sure you are considering how the programs, projects, and services your organisation delivers might impact people of different genders in different ways to ensure that you are not creating or reinforcing inequalities by mistake. For more information to help you understand and tackle gender inequality, head to our website at genderequalitycommission.vic.gov.au.
Gender inequality doesn't make sense on any level. By marginalizing the rights of women, we deny ourselves the opportunity to lift millions of men, women, and children out of poverty, not to mention the chance of a just and fair world. From birth, girls and boys, women and men are expected by society to play certain roles and behave in certain ways based on traditions, religion, and other beliefs. These behaviors are learned and shape the gender norms in a society. Unfortunately, in many countries, gender norms create disadvantages for women. Often, girls are not sent to school. When they become women, they then have limited ability to earn money or realize their potential. Rural women play a major role in agricultural development. However, in many developing countries, women cannot formally own land. Without land, they cannot get loans to invest in their farms or businesses. This also means they have no control over the use of land or the benefits that come from it. Men generally control the household decisions, like how to use the family's assets. These disadvantages are often reinforced by practices that limit women's access to services, like training. Cultural beliefs can also restrict women's opportunities, such as in parts of Zambia where women cannot paddle their boats as it is considered bad omen. The result of these issues? Women remain poor and agricultural production cannot reach its potential, perpetuating poverty and hunger in the developing world. The social norms that limit women's opportunities need to be understood and then changed. By taking a gender transformative approach, we can influence social norms and bridge the gaps in access to resources and services between men and women in a lasting manner. Change is needed on many levels, and both men and women must be involved for it to happen. Research and development organizations need to invest in programs that promote gender equality alongside improving productivity and incomes. Policies need to be implemented that increase women's access to services and resources. Communities need to support women as farmers and as leaders. Increasing women's voice and agency is a valuable end in its own right. When development organizations, policies, and communities support the success of women, we have a chance to reduce extreme poverty and boost shared prosperity for girls and boys, women and men around the world.
Maritas and Christina are both 9. Every day they go to primary school together from their rural village. After school, Maritas plays with her brother and does her homework with her mother, who's a teacher. Christina looks after her 3 siblings and helps out in the fields. When they're 12, their lives go in radically different directions. Christina's mother dies giving birth at home to her 5th child. Her father quickly remarries. Christina is forced to marry a man 3 times her age, while Maritas goes on to secondary school. Christina gets pregnant at 13 and contracts HIV from her violent husband. She's ostracised by her community, but can't escape. When Maritas gets her first boyfriend at 16, her mother takes her to the family planning clinic. She receives sex education and contraception. When she finishes school, she trains as a doctor. By this time, Christina already has 4 children. She struggles to feed them and doesn't have the money to send them to school. Maritas is able to decide for herself. She has 3 children over the next 10 years and is able to go back to work. She's able to contribute to her own family and the wider community. Christina's life could have been like that too, if she'd been able to decide for herself.
In 1995, the 4th World Conference on Women in Beijing set out a progressive blueprint for advancing women's rights. But 26 years later, progress on gender equality, women's empowerment, and health is too slow and uneven. The COVID-19 pandemic has also reversed the progress that was achieved. We must do much better, and we can.
We must work together to promote and respect the rights of women and girls in all their diversity by ensuring they have access to quality, rights-based and affordable comprehensive sexual and reproductive health services.
We must prevent violence against women and children and ensure health systems can better support and care for survivors of violence.
We must promote women's leadership in the health and care workforce, including by ensuring decent working conditions.
We must stop non-curable diseases, including by ensuring that women and girls have the time, opportunities, and resources to access nutritious diets and to engage in activities that promote their health.
And we must take down the bias to women's participation in leadership, in science, and invest in research that prioritizes the health and well-being of all women everywhere.
We must put our heads and hearts together and work harder and faster to make women's health and gender equality a reality for all.
We must do much better, and we can.
Gender equality means that both boys and girls are born with the same rights, given equal access to food, water, and shelter, and allowed to go to school. All these things help them grow into happy, healthy adults. When that happens, men and women can bring their own ideas, talents, and solutions to their homes, workplaces, and on the global stage for the benefit of everyone. But today, women and girls in countries everywhere are denied opportunities because of their gender. These women spend most of their time doing unpaid work, and girls are often prevented from going to school so they can help at home. Sometimes they aren't even allowed to read books, earn money, or access medicine. But it doesn't have to be that way. Thankfully, good people all around the world value the importance of girls and women and are working hard to improve their lives. For example, by investing in education, girls can access a school for as long as they need it. And by speaking out to change laws and attitudes, women can apply for important positions and get equal pay. Everyone should have the opportunity to be a leader and change the world for the better. But this can only happen if women and men coexist as equals. And we can all help make that happen.
We all deserve to live in a world where women and girls are valued as human beings, equal to their male counterparts in every way, where they have the same rights, opportunities for education and employment, make their own healthcare decisions, and contribute to society. In places all over the world, this just isn't the case. That's why the United Nations have made gender equality one of their 17 Sustainable Development Goals, which they aim to achieve by the year 2030, to empower all women and girls to live their lives to the fullest. When girls have access to shelter, clean water, sanitation, education, and safety, and are given the freedom to do simple things in life, like play with friends, read books, and travel, they become empowered to think for themselves, act for themselves, and determine their own destinies. When this happens, girls are much more likely to attend school, become skilled, get jobs, have families, buy homes, fulfill their ambitions, and make a positive impact on the world around them. Gender equality should be a fundamental right, but girls and women are not treated equally in countries all around the world for all sorts of reasons. Society plays a big part in how gender roles are assigned. The values, core beliefs, and inherited customs that govern how people behave can be discriminatory and limit how women live their lives. In some countries, laws prevent women from owning property or receiving an inheritance from a family member. In many cultures, child marriages is still acceptable, with some girls as young as 8 promised to men twice, 3, or 4 times their age. This leaves the girl open to abuse, neglect, and complications during childbirth. Even in places where men and women technically have equal rights, there still may be a gender gap in pay, leadership, and representation in government. Great people continue to make progress worldwide, exposing systemic abuse toward women in the film and television industries with powerful social media campaigns, investing in female entrepreneurs to reduce the current funding gap between women and men, providing women and girls with equal access to education, healthcare, and decent work. And the number of women leaders has doubled since 2000, so that their say in political and economic decision-making processes can fuel sustainable economies and benefit societies and humanity at large. We can all work together to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls worldwide by 2030.